Conservative MP for Wellingborough, Peter Bone. Peter, I understand there's been a bit of public backlash in Wellingborough already against you.
Well, yes, and my office was vandalised this morning. Some thug wrote Tory sleaze all over it, painted it, intimidating my staff. Completely unacceptable. Now, like you, I've had death threats. We've been attacked. Our property's attacked.
Yeah.
My children been threatened with murder. Social media picture of my son being beheaded. 3 times I've had to dial 999 for my constituency surgery. None of that is acceptable. And it won't work. I don't think myself or any other member of Parliament will change their views because of physical intimidation.
No, Peter, I agree with that, and nor should they.
No.
Otherwise, what would become of our democratic system? But the interesting thing is they wrote Tory sleaze on your office. So this actually did resonate, didn't it? This whole case, what happened yesterday in the House of Commons, and clearly Owen Paterson's arguments that he put, that it was all to do with food safety, etc., which I did listen to very carefully on Sunday. But we also discovered that with that company, Randox, he also went to government sources proposing perhaps new types of blood tests, etc. I mean, it doesn't look pretty, does it?
No, well, the Standards Committee rejected what Owen said and published their report. And what should have happened in the Commons, we should have dealt with that report and voted on it, either to accept it or reject it or change the sentence or whatever. We should have done that separately. What we shouldn't have tried to do was change the rules retrospectively. And that was, the government made a huge mistake. Yes, the system is flawed. Across the House, people agree it's flawed. Even the chairman of the Standards Committee said there's room for improvement. But conflating the two things together was stupid.
Was this? Fine. So there is the Patterson case on its own, which Parliament could have judged.
Yeah, should have judged.
Either way. But in terms of what Downing Street did yesterday, do you understand why it's actually very easy for people to say this is the Tory party covering up for one of their own and taking us back to the 1990s and cash for questions? Do you understand why people are saying that?
Absolutely, and it's so easy to do it because of the way it was handled. I mean, call it an own goal. It was a thumping own goal. I mean, it's not true, of course, because Owen Paterson wasn't cleared yesterday. He would have had to go through a further...
It was a suspended judgment.
Yes,
yeah.
But that's not how the perception is.
Yeah.
Tories cleared Owen Paterson because he's a Tory and we don't care about anyone else. And that's the perception. And thankfully, the government acted very quickly and they've changed their position, forced to, I think, actually.
They still look stupid.
I'm afraid on occasion the Downing Street operation is stupid, and all governments, when they try to interfere with how the House of Commons is run, get it wrong.